always scary. We are going to think twice about traveling solo. Next, we're going to have Heidi. And Press, would you let us know what Heidi would like us to look for?
Yes, Heidi is working on project number 3, the competence communicator. That's the project for purpose. The speech should have a clear purpose, and the introduction, the body, and the conclusion should all reinforce that purpose. She is looking for confidence, connection, and persuasion.
Good, thank you. So Heidi, her speech title is How to Get Energy Through Nutrition. How to Get Energy Through Nutrition. Heidi.
All right, good evening, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. What would you do if you had more energy? Think about it for a second. Physical energy is our most valuable resource as humans, yet most of us are not managing it effectively. I was one of these people, fueling myself with caffeine and sugar, dependent on that for my energy. Then something happened. It was 6 years ago. I was wrapping up a 4-day work week in Southern Illinois. I'd finished my last meeting on a Friday morning, and I couldn't wait to get back home to Chicago. So I grabbed my cup of coffee, my large coffee, which was also my breakfast, and I hit the road. Well, about 2 hours into my drive, I started to feel a tingling in my hands that moved up into my arms, into my face and my upper body, and I could not even hardly hold my eyes open to keep my car on the road. Fortunately, I came across a gas station where they called an ambulance, and I was taken to a hospital and told that I was borderline diabetic. Basically, I brought it upon myself. This is the point where my journey began to finding health and wellness and feeling my best. I became passionate about fitness, nutrition, how we achieve wellness and our best health. I've extensively researched, taken training, and learned anything I can to apply this to my own life and be healthy and feel great. And I'm going to share with you what I've learned on my journey and how you too can increase your energy and improve your life through nutrition. Now, nutrition is so important. Nutrition will affect your energy level in a positive or negative way, depending on how you nourish yourself. Now, one thing you want to remember is to eat light and to eat often. Now, how light should you be eating? Well, if you take the palm of your hand, the thickness as well, this is 1 serving size for your personal individual body. In any one sitting, any one meal, you should never consume more than 5 of these servings. And here's why. You know how you get really tired after you've eaten a big meal and you almost want to fall asleep? That's because your body has to work harder the more you eat. Your body is taking energy that you could be putting into the meeting that you're in, or the email you're writing, the presentation you're putting together, and it's processing this food and digesting. 5 palms is about the threshold that you have before your body goes into overhaul. So keep it under 5 portions per sitting. Now, how often should you be eating? Every 2 to 3 hours, you should be eating something, and many times this can be a 100 to 150 calorie snack. Keep in mind that something that is a food that is low glycemic, meaning lower sugar, is going to stay with you longer and give you more level energy. Now, another thing you need to remember is if you go over 4 hours without eating, your body's going to go into panic mode. And it's fearing a famine. So what happens is when you do finally eat something, your body's thinking it needs to hold on to its fat. And it does, it stores what you've eaten as fat. Instead of just keeping your metabolism going by eating every 2 to 3 hours, it's working so it stays at a higher rate. You have stable glucose, and you actually feel great. Now, how does this whole process start? Well, with breakfast, obviously. Now, how many of you, raise your hand if you ate breakfast this morning? That's really good. Very good. You guys are good. Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It's the ignition to our metabolism, and it gets us off to a great start. It gets your glucose off, raised after you've been sleeping, because most of us have not eaten in 10 to 12 hours. Our body's in shutdown mode still. So it's so important that when you get up within an hour of waking up, you get food in your system. You can still have coffee, but just get some food in your system and get your ignition, get your day going, off to a good start. Now, equally important is water, and drinking at least 64 ounces of it every day. Water will prevent dehydration if you get enough 64 ounces or more a day, and dehydration is a leading cause of fatigue. So, in order to prevent fatigue, we also need to be getting the water. Now, if you can implement these 3 things into your life, eating light and eating often, eating breakfast within an hour of waking up, and drinking at least 64 ounces of water a day, you will reap the benefits of increased energy and an improved life. Madam Dismissed.
Thank you, Heidi, for the informative. That's wonderful about coming to Toastmaster. You learn all different nuggets of knowledge and ways of improvement. Our next speaker